Abby. This is my husband, Jacob. We're currently on our way to the Las Vegas rescue mission. I've actually never been to a homeless shelter before. I filled the homeless out in Cincinnati and, brought out food and stuff like that, but I've never, been physically to there. So I guess my initial thought today would be that I'm a little nervous because I don't really know what to expect. I want to get to know the members that are going to be there, but I also want to get to know some of the people that come out regularly. So today I have a couple questions for both people who are homeless or who are going through something, and for the people that actually help out and who have that's their day-to-day job, is working there to help others, create a better environment for them. So I guess we'll see how this goes. We're about halfway there, and we're already starting to see more people who are homeless and who are living on the streets and who are literally just under the bridge here for Highway I-15. And this is a good view of what everything looks like around here. So we just signed in. We went to existing user, and then we just signed in from here. And we could have done this, but I didn't read that till just now. But now we are walking in. Hi again. All right, so I'm back. I actually didn't get to record during the event, the homeless shelter. But what I can say is that I did get some pretty awesome audio recording from one of the staff members there, who's actually the head, he's a head in charge of everything, from his inspirational story. But during this, I can honestly say that, I knew I was going to cry, but I didn't think that, I would see children as, often as I did. I thought maybe, okay, men and women obviously coming in, yes, understandable, but I didn't think to see kids. All right, so we just got back. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any type of recording, except for some audio recording, which is pretty inspirational. But I wasn't able to get any recording, as they do have a disclaimer there that, again, we aren't allowed to record. We're not allowed to associate with the other members unless we're just associating without the intent to post on any social media site or anything like that. And that is to protect the victims of the substance abuse or family matters or anything like that, for instance. But I guess during it, I expected to cry because I am sensitive, and stuff like that really hits home because it's stuff that, me and my brothers had went through whenever we were children, but not in the sense that what these kids went through. These, men, women, and children, they came in and they were so thankful for everything that you had done, and you were just giving them a plate of food, but they were thanking you and saying God bless you and showing real kindness that, I thought was lost in this world as, illiterate and privileged as that sounds. After the experience, though, it made me realize that I'm privileged. I have went through things, but not as what these people have been through. And I need to understand, and, none of these people made excuses for themselves. They knew why they were there. They acknowledged that. And that all they wanted to do was just strive to work harder for a better life. And I think most of us have this mindset that they're not there. They're lazy, or they don't want to work, or that or that there's a certain group of other individuals out there. When I was there, this is going to sound, I guess, prejudiced. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting more Hispanics, even though my brothers are Hispanic. I know a lot of Hispanic members in my community back home who are, and since this is Vegas, I just automatically assumed that there would be more than there were. But in all honesty, there was no Caucasian or African American or Asian or Filipino or Hawaiian. There was, or any of those for that matter, or Hispanic. none of those made like more than the others. It was equally the same throughout. Now, can I say that each individual had the same story? Obviously not. When I did speak with them, which I can't, name names, but when I did speak with most of them, a lot of them just said that, they either had a drug addiction or they, something happened with their family and they weren't able to continue to paying, or again, working in their area of field, which led them to what they had went through. And I'm trying to find the words for how to say this. It's really hard though, because I can't. In a perfect world, I would be able to relate to them, and there wouldn't be this type of, I guess, difference between one another. There wouldn't be like homelessness, hunger, or war or anything like that. And in this place also, my skin color nor theirs mattered. They were just there and thankful that we had given them this food, even though we didn't prepare it personally. They were just happy. And when they saw the smiling faces, it, honest to God, it made them more appreciative, they were wanting to talk to you. Most of them had told me, in, several interviews that I had done, most of them did tell me that, they'd rather somebody come up to them and talk to them and ask them how they are, truly how they are, not just, hi, how are you? But more of like how are you doing? They wanted that rather than somebody to give them food or money or a cigarette for that matter. They wanted you to just talk. And that says a lot to me. We go around thinking, like I said, this mindset that they, for some odd reason, are at one point were privileged, and for some odd reason they put themselves in that situations, but not every single time was it because of them. Sometimes outside things just happen to you, and you have to learn how to get around. And if that means going to a homeless shelter and finding your way out of it, then so be it. At least you're out there doing it, right? I guess the thing that I wish to bring out into society more is that no one group of ethnicity or religion, or for anything really for that matter, matters more than someone's happiness and the way that they feel, and just making them feel better about themselves rather than bringing them down, and hoping that one day we can work together to end hunger and homelessness and abuse for that matter. Hoping one day that can happen, but I guess that's a 1 in a million chance. But thanks. Hi again, Abby. So I actually went back and looked at this, but it also has his note on here stating that he went, or that I went, and it tells you how many people we sold to, or I guess fed, how many people we fed, what time we came in. But so sorry, my phone keeps falling here. But so I'm going back and reviewing some of the questions that you asked us to address. So I guess my personal identity and prior experiences would be that I had never been to a homeless shelter. I had actually, as I said in previous videos, that I have given to individuals inside of the Cincinnati community, right beside where they just built a new construction area by the fountains. So it's over near there. But I fed to them, I spoke with them, I got some of their names. I was really close with a guy named Steve. It was heartbreaking to actually leave there and leave them behind because I had just got to know them. But this experience was entirely different. It wasn't more of talking and getting to know these people. It was more of giving them food and making sure that they're healthy and that they're okay, and smiling and making sure that, they're just feeling, good, even if you are doing a simple thing as just handing them a tray. And so then I guess the setting would be So you walk into this place, to this building. There's a lighthouse that kind of separates the outside world from this one here. So it's kind of shaped like a lighthouse. So you go in and you immediately have to sign in through this electronically signature, which I'll attach a video that shows that. But you go in, you electrically sign in, and then you see, and it looks like a cafeteria from a low-income school, meaning that they have fold-up tables that are like foam, I guess, foamy. I don't really know how to explain them. But you know, that rough type of feeling on just those white tables that you could buy from like a generic store if you wanted to. Then it just had random black chairs. Some look like they were restaurants, maybe that they had been donated. Others look like that they were just plastic chairs that you've just, you know, got from anywhere. Obviously, most of them have probably been donated. I didn't actually get to ask that question because as soon as we got there, immediately we jumped right into getting situated and, you know, hearing the briefing. So what we're going to go through. So once you, like I said, once you step in, there's maybe about 24 rows of chairs and tables set up on one side and then on the other. So left and right, there were about 24 rows there and had chairs on both sides of each table. It was a pretty large cafeteria room, I guess you could say, and it was literally like going through an assembly line. So there was us here in the assembly line who would give trays to other faculty members for individuals who are sitting down or who aren't capable of standing in line for that long. So we'd give the trays to them, and then we also had trays to give to the people that were in line after we accommodated to the ones that were sitting down. So we stacked the trays up like you're going through a lunch line, a school lunch line. We stacked the trays up from all the way from here in this top shelf area here, which is just, you know, the screen that separates from getting the food. If there's any like hair or anything like that, that separates that. So then my husband handed me the tray, then I handed it to the lady who actually handed it to one of the other individuals that were going through, one of the members of the community there. So we kept doing that for maybe about an hour and a half because we got a total of 404 people. There's kind of a limit to how much we can do. We just have to go like super fast to make sure that everybody gets food because we do have a time limit that we had to do it in. I think it was only like an hour and 30 minutes. But we did that. We went through it. And then afterwards, after we had got done serving, they gave the individuals that were sitting down or the individuals that had just got their food 15 minutes to eat and get out. That's literally what it was. To me, that was kind of shocking because I would assume that they would, you know, accommodate to those individuals because they're going through such a struggle, that they would sit there and let them eat their food or give them, you know, an amount of time because there are circumstances, maybe they didn't get there in time, maybe they forgot the time, or maybe they're new to the area and they didn't know, you know, so that was kind of shocking to me, I guess. And then afterwards, we cleaned up all the tables, we cleaned up the chairs. We didn't really mop or sweep or anything like that. He didn't ask us to do that, but I think there was another group of individuals who were going to come in after us to do that. We didn't wash dishes either. We just kind of cleaned out some of the bins there. But yeah, that was pretty much my experience, other than the fact that like the 2 children or the 3 children that I had met who were African American, between the ages of about 5 to 8, and their parents obviously being African American. They weren't mixed, but those individuals, those are the 3 kids who I guess you could say changed my outlook. Yeah, they really did, because all they wanted to do was just play, and they just wanted to get to know me, and they just wanted to know, you know, things about me personally that, I mean, someone who I've known my whole life didn't ask me these questions. It was just shocking to me that these individuals were so keen to get to know me. And then, you know, there was a couple individuals who had just, you know, introduced themselves to me and just genuinely was like, thank you guys so much for coming out here and for helping us and for volunteering, which, why would they even thank me? Because I'm not going through that situation. I'm not in their shoes. We should be thanking them for coming out and for supporting us and for being so kind to us, even though, technically they don't have to be, because in today's society, in Las Vegas, what you'll get on the streets is either a sly look or a nice, hi, how are ya? But even then, I haven't seen that much. It was just eye-opening, and it made me want to be a better person, and it made me want to do better in the world. And even if somebody gives me bad feedback, I need to have a better outlook on it. And plus, their faith in God. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to speak on this, but I'm going to. But their faith in God and in their spirituality, Christianity or Jewish or Lutheran or any denomination, Baptist, Presbyterian, Protestant, any of them, they were so willing to hear everybody. They weren't just basing their ideas off of one or another. They were welcoming in different types of religions, ethnicities. There were black and white. They were Caucasian and African American. There were Hispanics and Caucasian who were joining together and making a better, happier environment. And that's what I want to do. I want to do those things for people. I want the world to see that there is no skin color. It's just melatonin that one person had than the other. I wish I was tan. I wish I was as tan as my Hispanic brothers, but I'm not. But there shouldn't be a skin color, and you shouldn't automatically assume that somebody is this way because they're this color. Or you shouldn't assume that somebody is homeless because of the way they are dressed. Or you shouldn't assume that they're not homeless or they're not struggling just because the way that they're dressed and the way that they are making themselves look or perceive. I guess to say we just shouldn't have pre-assumptions or pre-accusations. We should just get to know that individual before we make a judgment against them. So that's all that I have to say, really. I just kind of wanted to get that out there and to put my point of view across. Thank you.